Welcome to our Quantum Deep Dive. Look, today we're stripping away all that industry hype to examine a really critical inflection point in modern technology, the Microsoft Quantum Development Kit, or the QDK. We are not here to marvel at some distant sci-fi promises of quantum supremacy. Instead, we're taking a hard look at the concrete, pragmatic software scaffolding that's being built right now to make those promises an actual reality. Because here's the thing, quantum computing isn't going to become usable simply through better hardware. It requires the specialized software tools necessary to translate abstract physics into actual, executing logic.
Now, to ground this explainer in reality, we are basing our analysis today on the foundational source material and critical insights of Jörg Owe Schneppat. His rigorous examination of the QDK really cuts through the noise. It provides a factual, clear-eyed look at what this technology actually represents for research, education, and heavy industrial applications.
Here is our roadmap for today's surgical breakdown of the QDK. First, the translation problem. Second, the QSharp architecture. Third, simulation realities. Fourth, hybrid execution. And finally, number 5, the hardware truth.
Let's dive right into part 1, the quantum translation problem. We're talking about bridging the intuition gap. We have to begin with a rather harsh reality. Quantum mechanics completely defies human intuition. You see, in classical computer science, software mediates between the physical machine and the practical application. But a quantum computer is not simply a faster classical machine. Classical computing is deterministic. It relies on observable bits that are strictly 0 or 1. Quantum computing, on the other hand, operates on probabilistic superimposed qubits. A qubit isn't just a switch you can flip, it's an entire state space. Just look at the equation for a single qubit state. It exists as overlapping amplitudes, alpha and beta, that can amplify or completely cancel each other out. You aren't just programming data loops anymore. You are literally designing probability distributions. And because you cannot observe or copy a quantum state without destroying it, relying on your intuitive, classical programming habits is structurally impossible. This is exactly why a dedicated translation layer is absolutely mandatory. Moving to part 2, the architecture of the QDK, focusing on QSharp, the quantum language. The Microsoft Quantum Development Kit provides the vital scaffolding for this entirely new type of logic. And at its core is QSharp. This is a domain-specific programming language designed exclusively for quantum algorithms. Make no mistake, this is not just a classical language like Python, with a quantum library bolted onto the side. QSharp provides a clear, structural semantic separation between your classical workflows and the quantum operations being applied directly to the qubits. This structural discipline is heavily reflected in QSharp's core concepts. Qubits, they are treated strictly as finite resources that have to be requested, utilized, and then released. Operations are tightly controlled. Measurements are fundamentally probabilistic. The moment you measure, you collapse the state. By enforcing this strict separation between classical and quantum, QSharp actively prevents dangerous logical errors, things like trying to arbitrarily copy an unknown quantum state, which, by the way, violates fundamental laws of physics. Let's look at part 3, simulation and resource realities, or as I like to think of it, hitting the mathematical wall. Before your code ever touches fragile, highly expensive quantum hardware, it obviously has to be simulated. But local simulation comes with a severe, unavoidable limitation: 2 to the power of n. To simulate a quantum system locally, you have to mathematically recreate its state vector. For a system with n qubits, that requires 2 to the power of n complex amplitudes. Add just one single qubit, and your computational weight literally doubles. That state vector explodes, and it rapidly maxes out even the most powerful classical hardware. The crucial takeaway here is captured perfectly in this quote. Resource estimation makes visible whether an algorithm is a theoretical model or has a technological future. Because we simply cannot simulate large systems, the QDK includes critical resource estimation tools. It tells us exactly how many qubits, how many gates, and what level of error correction an algorithm is actually going to demand. It acts as a ruthless reality check, filtering out theoretical fantasies from roadmaps that are technologically viable. Which brings us to part 4, hybrid cloud execution, scaling this up via Azure Quantum. When that local simulation inevitably hits its mathematical limits, your workflow has to expand. Real quantum hardware is incredibly rare, it's sensitive, and it is phenomenally costly. Therefore, modern quantum computing is entirely hybrid.
Step 1 is the classical preparation of your data. Step 2 is the quantum routine itself, which acts strictly as a highly specialized accelerator. Step 3 is the classical evaluation. The quantum computer does not solve the entire problem on its own. It's embedded within an iterative classical loop via Azure Quantum.
Now, a massive strategic advantage of this Azure integration is that it's hardware agnostic. The physical hardware landscape right now is volatile. We're looking at superconducting circuits, trapped ions, neutral atoms, and we genuinely don't know which architecture is ultimately going to win out. By abstracting the code away from specific rapidly changing machines, the QDK protects corporate and research investments. Developers write the logic once, and it can then be targeted to multiple back-end architectures. How does it actually do this? Through a highly structured translation pipeline. It starts with the high-level QSharp source code, then it moves to the compiler, which translates it into an intermediate representation. Only then is it finally mapped to the specific physical hardware backend. This deep interoperability ensures that early development decisions don't suddenly turn into expensive technical dead ends. Finally, Part 5, Beyond the Quantum Hype. Time for the hardware reality check. We really need to turn a critical eye to the current state of the industry. Software alone cannot magic away the profound limitations of present-day NISQ-era physical hardware. Advanced algorithms require stable, ideal logical qubits, but the hardware currently available only provides fragile, noisy physical qubits. You need a massive overhead of physical qubits, sometimes thousands of them, just to stabilize one single logical qubit through error correction. So this leads us to a pretty harsh equation that strips away the hype and dictates true quantum advantage. Practical viability is a function of the required qubits, the circuit depth, the error rates, and that massive correction overhead. Look, a theoretical speed advantage means absolutely nothing if the sheer cost of error correction and data preparation entirely consumes that advantage. The QDK is essential because it makes the severe reality measurable. The cold, hard reality is that many of today's QDK projects are actually investments in understanding, not immediate productive acceleration. We are, right now, writing the software for a revolution that is still desperately waiting on its hardware to mature. To truly grasp the trajectory of this field, we have to stay rooted in factual, critical observation. I highly encourage you to explore further rigorous analysis on quantum technology by Schneppat over at schneppat.de. It really is a vital resource for hype-free, authoritative insights. Thank you for joining this deep dive. I'll leave you with this one thought to consider. Are we truly ready for the quantum era, or are we simply building the scaffolding for a future we can't quite touch yet?
Quantum technology doesn't end in formulas. It begins where our old idea of reality breaks apart. If you want to look deeper, subscribe to the channel. Leave a like, show that you understand the leap. Turn on the bell, stay awake, stay tuned, because the quantum world is only just beginning. Between bits and qubits, the system starts to shift. What seemed fixed yesterday begins to turn anew. Not everything is visible, yet everything acts at once. Entanglement in the shadows, control inside the noise. The future isn't born loudly, it calculates in silence. One click decides whether you keep thinking further or remain trapped in the old logic. Because whoever understands the quantum world sees more than just 0 and 1. Don't miss anything. Listen closely. The future calculates differently.
Subscribe to the channel.
Stay focused.
A like shows that you feel what's happening here. Turn on the bell and
You'll be there when the next quantum leap tears the limits apart. Until the next deep dive, stay awake.